library lesson number 3. If you remember last week, if you tuned in, and don't worry if you didn't, you can watch my other library lessons by either going to my website or you can check them out on Clever. But last week we took a little tour of the library, we talked about the parts of a book, and then I described to you our easy reader section, our fiction, nonfiction, graphic novels, and if you remember, I told you that our easy reader and our fiction areas all the books are shelved alphabetically by author's last name. Well, our nonfiction section is shelved a little differently, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about that today. Those books are shelved numerically, or what that means is by number. And you'll see behind me, here's our list of our Dewey Decimal System numbers. A little background on the Dewey Decimal System. It was founded by a man by the name of Melville Dewey back in the 1800s. Well, he was hired to work in a library back in Massachusetts. And he realized that all of the books, if we were to shelve the nonfiction books by authors' last names, so many authors write books about different subjects and different things. So let's say you were going to look for a book for sharks. Well, there might be many different authors' last names. So if we shelved them by authors' last names, you would have to be looking all over this library to find them. So Melville Dewey came up with a way to shelve those books so they'd be easier to find by subject. Hence, it is called the Dewey Decimal System. So today we are going to go on a little scavenger hunt and we are going to check out one of our Dewey Decimal System numbers. So come on with me, let's go check one out. Sir Booksy decided that he wanted to help teach us a little bit more about the Dewey Decimal System, so he's going to join us today. Remember I told you that all of our nonfiction books are shelved by the Dewey Decimal System or by numbers. So those numbers happen to start at 0 and they go all the way up to the 900s, and they're in increments of hundreds. So each different subject is going to have a different number attached to that. So sometimes you'll come up and ask Mrs. Monica, where are the shark books? And I will tell you, go look for the 597 shelf. So we are gonna take a little detective time and we are gonna search out one of those Dewey Decimal System numbers. All right, so today, Sir Booksy decided it might be fun to meet someone new. And you ask, how do we do that? Well, we are going to go to our biography section today. A biography is a book that is written about someone. So usually you'll have an author that researches that person and they'll write a book about that person. That's called a biography. An autobiography is a book that somebody writes about themselves. There's another name for that. We also can call that a memoir. A memoir sometimes it's an autobiography told in like a story form. So let's head out here with Sir Booksy and let's go check out the biography section and see if we might find somebody to meet. All right, let's go. All right, here we are in our nonfiction section, and this should look familiar to most of you. These are our classifications of our nonfiction section, and you will find right over here at the very end, you will see where it says 92 biographies. You'll also see 920. That is a different classification, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But we're going to head over this way, and right over here are our biographies. You will notice now that the biographies are all on our 92 shelves, but they are shelved also by alphabet. Well, this is an author's last name. They're shelved alphabetically by who you're looking for. So we want to meet somebody new. Now, I know we have a lot of basketball fans here at school, and sometimes you'll ask me about basketball books. Well, I do know that we have a book on Stephen Curry, So I don't know a lot about him, so maybe I want to learn something more. So curry starts with the letter C. So I'm going to come over here, A, B, B, C. Let's look here on the BC shelf. Now we're going to come over here to the C's, but guess what? That ends right there in C-O-R. So I'm going to look down because we were looking for C-U-R. We're going to come back down here on this shelf, and those there are F's. So we're going to come all the way back here, and let's see if we can find, right here. There we go. Stephen Curry. So if I want to learn some more about Stephen Curry, there's my book right there. All right. Well, now let's go on, and there are lots of other people we can meet. Let's check out maybe, I know. Some of you like Marvel Comics, and Stan Lee happens to be the creator of Marvel Comics. So his last name starts with L. So we're going to come over here to the L shelf, okay? And we're going to go Lee, L-E-E. Let's go, look, and right there, we can find our book on Stan Lee. So if you wanted to check that one out and learn a little bit more about him, there you are right there. All right. I know another one that some people talk to me about. A lot of people asked me to get some books on Ariana Grande. So Grande starts with a G. So we're going to come right back up here. And we see F through I. Remember, G's right in the middle there. So let's swing on down this way and see if we can find the G's. And up right there, we have Ariana Grande. So if I pull this book out, we can learn a little bit more right there about Ariana Grande. All right. So lots and lots of people that we can meet here in our biography section. Now, I talked to you about our 920s. Those happen to be our biographies too, but those are what is called a collective biography. So for example, these are groups of people. So let's see, like the Wright brothers. Does anybody know about them? The Wright brothers are right here. And I'm not going to tell you who they are, but very, very historical brothers. If you want to learn more about them, this is the section you would come to. All right? So lots of new people you can meet, lots of researching you can do right here in our Dewey Decimal System number 92. All right? Let's go back and check in with Sir Booksy again. Oh, hey, welcome back. I was just filling Sir Booksy in on some of the new people we just met. Lots and lots of them there. But I want you to know that you can also check out some of our nonfiction books and some biographies right on our Sora app. So since we're not here, I know I talk about Sora a lot, but there's so many things you can find on there. So check it out. You can go on there and look for some biographies on Sora. Meet some new people. You might enjoy it. So I will be coming back to you with another library lesson next week, and maybe Sir Booksy and I will pick out another Dewey Decimal Classification and kind of explore some more in the library, all right? Well, I hope you had fun today. Don't forget to check in next week for our next library lesson. Happy learning to all of you. We'll see you then.